Stephen, how
Hello.
are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you ever so much for joining me here on the podcast. Let's talk horse business. And I'm excited to have a conversation because we met in at London International.
We did,
We did.
yes.
And ever since then we've been connected on socials,
Yep.
and I'm very, very excited to dive into it. So, who are you?
Well, I'm Stephen. um, um, that's a good question. Like, who are you? I've got Parsons Coal, which is I've built Parsons Coal up from scratch, um, and own multiple different businesses
Mhm.
across the board, equestrian and non-equestrian.
Mhm.
Um, and have lots of horses.
Horses, that's
Oh,
key.
sheep,
Sure.
sheep. We have pigs. Like it's just yeah.
You don't ride those ones though.
No, no. Susie, Deborah, and Barbara would not be happy. They're
Love
the
that.
names, and Pepper would not be happy either.
Oh, bless them.
Pepper the pig.
So, so Parsons Coal, for anyone who doesn't know, is your livery business.
Yeah, so it's our livery business. We're based in Hertfordshire. Um, Started very small, and it wasn't the plan to have a livery business. Um, it was the goal to start off with just our own.
Hmm.
We had Rupert and Kia. We had been on a yard with our horse, and you can see things that work, don't work, and you're kind of like, we just want to do our own thing. And everyone has that dream, don't they?
Yeah, of course.
Um, and it just kind of snowballed, to be honest. Oh yeah, come have a horse, come and
Mhm.
stay with me. It'd be
Yeah,
nice. We go out riding. Yeah, and then it transpired into multiple yards, investment into competition horses, and then breeding. So yeah,
wow. And how long have you been doing that for?
3 years. So
3 years.
so realistically around four, but I would say three.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow. Okay, okay. So to get a bit more of an understanding about who you are,
yeah,
you now run this multi-livery business, which is incredible in itself.
yeah.
But how did you get there? Was it were you working on livery yards, or how did you get there?
Yeah. So, as a young lad, I started with the horses around seven. Friend shared a pony called
Hmm.
Snowy. I'll never forget him.
I'm loving the
Um,
names of all your animals.
Honestly, they're like human names. When I start telling you the other ones, and yeah, and I just started riding him. And I'm quite fortunate to Charlie, my friend, because I wouldn't have really got into horses. So she
Hmm.
really kind of we were best friends. So it was really interesting how it kind of evolved from that. So yeah, shared, loaned, done the whole thing. Um, Wanted to be an equestrian, wanted to be a farrier originally.
Hmm. Okay.
Then I just done some yard work, worked on livery yards. Then when I thought, oh, I need a break because it is quite intense and hard. Thought, where am I going with this? And then worked for the family business with my dad and my brothers,
What did they do?
construction,
Okay.
um, which is good because it gave me the skill, especially with a renovation.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were brought up very much work.
Well,
If you want something, you've got to work hard for it.
mhm.
And that's embedded in us very much. Um, so yeah, and then yeah, and then we just kind of went from there. Really, I
Mhm.
kind of had a dream, but didn't realize how I'm going to figure it out and what I'm going to do with that dream.
Mhm.
Um, Met my partner Michael, who is also my business partner. Sometimes, yeah, it's good to have a partner as a business partner, but sometimes you want to kill each other
I
at
was about to
times.
say, how does
Yeah.
that work?
But we get on really well. We complement on different aspects of what we are good at and what we're not good at. Um, and it works well. Believe it or not, um, I can go home. We can have a little discussion, but we always make a rule like you leave it at the gate at the door, and we talk about it in the office, and then, you know,
Yes, got to have boundaries in
you've
place.
got to have
Yeah.
boundaries. It's key to most of everything that you do.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I unfortunately was made redundant from a job that I temporarily was doing.
Is that before you decided to go into the livery business?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then it was kind of like, what do I do? And we had already had processed in the back of we had a bit of land, and we were thinking about it for our own horses. So that's how it started. We started building with our own bit of land, um, moved a touring caravan on because it was the start of COVID as such.
Okay.
And we were like, we're going all in.
Mhm.
So the dog,
Yeah.
Sebastian, we had Michael, we had my parents, they brought their motorhome on as well.
Okay.
It was like a full-on family
I
affair.
love.
And everyone was like in.
Yeah.
Even built the stable because you couldn't get materials.
No,
You couldn't. It was awful.
Mm,
And it was a really bad time for everyone else, obviously.
yes.
But on the flip side, it was a time for where you kind of reflect and you're like, actually, it's now all